Now, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love the Just Cause games. The stupid action mixed with lots of freedom of movement and gameplay just makes for an extremely fun and engaging experience start to finish, not to mention the absolute batshit insane plot. As part of any game of its kind, Just Cause features a plethora of fighter aircraft throughout the series. In this video, we're going to take a bit of a look at each one and put them together in a competition because this is a random idea I came up with at 3 in the morning on a night I couldn't sleep. In order to not chew up any more of your time, I'm just going to hop straight into this, mostly because I didn't write an intro for this at all and have just been pulling this entire section out of my butt as I go. One of the two main fighter jets of Just Cause 2, the SI-47 Leopard, boasts an impressive twin machine guns and twin rocket pods mounted on its wings. The plane is capable of both air-to-air and air-to-ground strikes, however the rockets do not possess homing, and as such the machine guns are the only reliable way to combat in air-to-air scenarios. The SI-47 boasts impressive agility, by Just Cause 2 standards anyway, and is capable of rolling at very, very fast speeds. It does not, however, boast overly impressive armor and counts survival with 2 direct hits from surface-to-air missiles. The plane looks cool and can hit top speeds of about 353.97 km an hour. Yeah, that's about all the positives. The SI-47's agility is not all that it's cracked up to be. The plane has a rather slow turn speed, and sensitive roll nature makes it somewhat difficult to stay on the tail of enemy planes. Lacking any form of homing missiles and relying solely on guns is also a rather big disadvantage when compared to some of the other aircraft in this video. The plane's poor agility, paired with lack of homing as well as low armor, makes her a craft that isn't probably overly effective in a one-on-one, but could possibly be more effective in swarm tactics. Overall, I don't think this plane's going to get very far in the competition. The G9 Eclipse is a single-seat, twin-engine air superiority/interceptor fighter aircraft, boasting a very impressive armament with dual wing-mounted autocannons, for reference the same caliber guns put on the tanks in this game, and quad wing-mounted rocket launchers. The G9 also comes with extremely durable armor, and when combined, makes it a true terror to behold in the battlefield. It also has some incredibly recognizable forward swept wings, deriving its design obviously from the real-world Russian Su-47 aircraft. The craft has little to no notable downsides aside from the fact that it is absolutely huge, and it has somewhat subpar agility, especially in comparison to every other craft in this video. However, the plane does have the benefit that it only needs one action strike to land on target with its auto guns to bring it down. In terms of pure raw lethality, this jet is definitely up there out of everything else in this video. The CS-7 Thunderhawk is a single-seat air superiority fighter fielded by the Medici military. Its design is very derivative of that of the European Mirage and Typhoon fighters. The jet boasts good agility and a whopping 8 homing missiles and a nose gun. Now these missiles mean business. They will lock onto pretty much anything that isn't remotely your friend, and track it like there is no tomorrow. One of these missiles has set their sight on you, and there is absolutely no hope. All you can do is sit back, relax, and accept the fact that these missiles are about to kick your ass. I mean, that would be the case if they weren't so weak. Against ground targets, they're great, absolutely shred anything in their path. When you shoot at something with a decent amount of armor, it usually takes more than one hit to actually down it. This means that despite having 8 shots, it's probably going to take at least 2 to kill it. The machine gun is a good fallback if the missiles fail to bring down a target, but obviously ideally you wouldn't want to have to fall back on the gun having 8 shots. However, I still have confidence that the CS-7 could easily bring down targets with its sheer number of missiles rather than the power of a single one of them. The U-7 Dravik is actually the first jet in this video to not be a mainline air-to-air or multi-role fighter. Instead, in Just Cause 3 it is actually used as the game's mainline bomber fighter. However, given its design obviously being derived from the F-18E/C Hornet models, I would find it reasonable to believe that you could switch out the 6 bombs for 6 air-to-air missiles instead. For this reason, it will be designated as a multi-role aircraft fighter in this video. Whilst the Dravik does have a drop in maneuverability compared to that of the CS7, it does feature a noticeable increase in armor, meaning it would definitely take more hits than its dedicated fighter counterpart. Just like that of the CS7, it does come with a nose gun for all-round general purpose combat. Overall, the aircraft has a very good balance going for it, but could inevitably falter to more dedicated anti-fighter aircraft in this video. The Kármán Albatros is a single-seat fixed-wing fighter aircraft intended for mainly air-to-air or air-to-ground strikes. Given its 8 wing-mounted machine guns, it can pretty much attack anything. The plane itself exhibits some good agility, but very obviously lacks armor, especially in comparison to everything else in this video. The lack of wing missiles is also a pretty big downgrade compared to the other fighters that we would see, especially in Just Cause 3 and in future entries in this video. The plane is definitely more of a novelty aircraft than anything else, like you're not going to pick it for a practical reason in game, and I suppose in real life compared to what other things are available. You more pick it just for the old school cool aesthetic. There isn't really much else to add to it beyond where its design obviously lies and the fact it has 8 machine gun wings, even though they don't really fire as fast as the single nose guns seen on a lot of other aircraft. Overall, I think it's pretty obvious that this one does not have much of a chance against any other jet in this video. The PA Microfighter is weird. Okay, there is more to it than that. The PA Microfighter is a single-seat, single-engine, variable geometry wing escort interceptor air superiority fighter. I don't know, it's weird. The Microfighter does, however, come armed with a twin nose-mounted machine gun for all-round general-purpose combat. However, despite the plane's very impressive agility and good speeds, it does severely lack armor, meaning one pilot could probably just throw a rocket in and blow this thing straight. Whilst I do have confidence that the jet could probably just evade most strikes, that still doesn't take away from its complete and utter lack of armor. The PA Microfighter's lack of armor is definitely the biggest reason why I say this jet does not have a massive chance against many other aircraft. Its only real good feature is its high agility, but even then there are similar aircraft that can perform at similar levels. Inspired by that of the real-world F-16, the Fellhawk fighter is definitely one of the most dangerous aircraft in this video. Armed with 4 air-to-air missiles and a nose gun, thick armor, agility and high speeds, the Fellhawk has pure lethality comparable to that of the G9. There really isn't much to say here. The design is solid, it's got good everything really, there is no notable weakness. It's a jack of all trades, probably just master of turning quickly. It's kind of hard not to gloss over this fighter because it's just that, it's very simple really, it's just good at everything. There is no notable downside or weakness that can be exploited when fighting it. Big, unmaneuverable, and a bit unruly, the Thunderhead bomber suffers from low agility and a big size, but does possess heavy armor. We will assume that the craft can have missiles standard to that of the Fellhawk instead of bombs it carries, just like the U-7 Dravik, which would mean that it would be coming armed with 6 air-to-air missiles and its nose gun, and would also then be designated as a multi-role fighter. Whilst the Thunderhead is certainly tanky, it does suffer from a complete lack of maneuverability, meaning it would definitely struggle against more agile fighters. Whilst it does have some speed to make up for this, it doesn't really matter considering a lot of aircraft could probably outperform it in terms of turn speeds, so it does come a massive disadvantage in terms of agility and trying to get behind an enemy aircraft. One interesting thing to note is that despite its design clearly being derived from that of the F-14 and Tomcat, the fighter itself does not function as an interceptor or air superiority craft, but instead a dedicated bomber within Just Cause 4's sandbox. Overall, the jet will more than likely struggle against anything that does have more agility than it, but it can definitely take more than a few missiles, probably directly to it even, and still come out the other end flying. albeit probably not in one piece. Hello, and welcome back to the begging section. Since, I don't do outros, I think it's kind of cringe. I don't really have a huge amount to comment on in the making of this video. It was a lot of fun, especially getting to revisit a lot of the old Just Cause games, especially since I had played a lot of them for a while actually. It's what motivated me to finally finish the Danger Rising DLC for Just Cause 4 and revisit how much I used to love flying the G9 in Just Cause 2. Overall, it was good fun to make. The video itself was good fun to put like all the silly little goofy edits together. That was also good fun as well. Yes, there will be a part 2, and that'll be where I actually go through the tournament of who I would think would win in the matchups. I'm debating how I want to do that, whether I do like a sort of goofy Photoshop style thing, or if I want to try and actually perhaps go through the pain and suffering of drawing comics of it, if I can be bothered. Just thinking how I would maybe want to style it, or if I maybe do something different for each one. Either way, I think it will be certainly a lot of fun to do, especially writing out and thinking about and then recording and potentially trying to visualize how I think the matches would play out. I know planes like the G9, the Thunderhead, they're all going to be very interesting, especially in situations where one jet clearly has a massive advantage. The Carmen Albatross will be another interesting one to see whether it's, despite pretty low armor and speed, if it's still decent agility, might be able to outperform one or two aircraft. Spoiler warning, it probably won't. I've already decided, I think, what the matchups will be for it, and so I'll be getting to work on planning out how I think these matchups would go, and I'll try to pit them in ways where I think it would be an interesting clash. Though in my mind, I already know what the 3 planes that are contending for first place are going to be, like what the top 3 will be. And I feel like it's pretty obvious when you watch the video what planes will be getting the top 3rd place. I feel like it would be the runner-ups, like what, getting 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, will actually be a lot tighter. Then again, I feel like 7th and 8th are also kind of obvious if you look at it. But it's sort of that middle to last section that'll actually be more interesting to see what I pit where. I suppose like any other YouTuber, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, I guess you're free to like and sub. Again, this is not optional. You are not actually free to make this decision. I will make you. That's really it. Until part 2, or I do another video of something different in the middle. Bye.